going on, guys? I'm Johnny Alonso. I'm here live at Bourbon Street. Look, dig it. This band originally formed in 1979 in Orange County, California. Now, this power trio, they're the first ones to actually bring these melodious surf power chords over to punk sidewalk. Yeah, they're a huge influence in the skate and punk scene for over 30 years. And look, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Mike Palm from Agent Orange. What's going on, bro? You have no idea how excited I am, right? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Definitely.
Wonderful. First of all, let me start off. Great show.
Thank you.
It was a nice set.
I had a great time tonight. Every night's a little bit different. Every night's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a great time tonight. What can I say?
Well, I mean, I've seen you guys several times in Baltimore. Do you like playing in Baltimore?
Yeah. It seems like we come through every time, and that's good. It's definitely been a stop for us since the very, very beginning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember seeing you guys at 8x10.
Yeah.
The old days.
Yeah, I need to go back and look at it. It gets blurry after a few. Like the last 5 years have really kind of put a blur on the previous 15, up until about 5 years ago, I remembered almost everything. Now I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday.
I have a hard time remembering 20 minutes ago. So let's start off, man. Let's talk about this Agent Orange sound. I mean, like I said, these melodious surf, power chords, woven in with punk. I mean, was this something like that was conscious for you guys, or?
Yes and no. I mean, it was because it all made sense to me. So, it's like, I can't say I didn't have a formulated plan, but it was also kind of second nature for me, too, because growing up in Southern California, I have two older brothers. They're both really influential, like as far as their record collections go. My oldest brother worked at Fender. He was, worked on the plant there, testing amps. So it's something that was always around me. My oldest cousin was in an original Southern California surf band called the Original Surfaris. Nice. Really, slamming stuff. I mean, it's something that was just always around me all the time with older brothers, who, involved in music and everything. It's just something that I grew up ever since I was a little kid, So it's a sound that I reach back to, the same way, some people, Appalachians are playing bluegrass, or, if you're from New Orleans, you play jazz, you know what I mean? Right. If you're from Southern California, you play hip hop. I mean, yeah, I'm just kidding, right? It's an influence. I mean, and not only surf too, but also, the evil twin of surf, which is vocal surf, Beach Boys, Shannon Dean, really melodic, poppy music, I guess that's kind of the trademarks of the Southern California sound, Well,
what I
happy, sunny music.
What I was
mixed with nasty punk.
Equals Agent Orange.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
But you guys are
formula.
You guys are from Encino?
There is no antidote. No, we had a PO box in Encino for a little while.
That's where I spent all my money.
I was living in North Hollywood, but I couldn't get a box there.
Well, what I found, I mean, you guys weren't living actually on the coast. You guys were inland. You were in Orange County.
Yeah, pretty much always. In fact, now I live in San Diego area, so that's the first time I've really lived close enough to the beach to worry about all my favorite stuff rusting. But ever since then, I mean, and that's the old Mickey Dora thing, if you live too close to the coast, the salt water will eat your brain. So I've always lived inland a little ways.
God bless you. Well, let's go. Let's cruise over to your first single, Bloodstains, right? Yeah, man. Now that was, to me at least,
self-released.
It was self-released. Yeah. To me, that is the one song that shows the hardcore or the punk mixed with the surf. I mean, you had the 4/4 time, right? Yeah. And then you mixed it in with kind of like a Dick Dale lead.
Yeah, and a little riff here and there. And that was part of the thing too. Is not just surf, but there was other bands I listened to also that I kind of always gravitated towards things that had a little bit more of like guitar riffs, interesting guitar playing. I mean, it's funny, like over history you look at it and it's like really the guitar has kind of made its way in and out of popular music, and for me, like a lot of the bands I grew up listening to, Cheap Trick for instance, I was really like Rick Nielsen's ideas, I mean, just some with a cool little guitar hook here and there, and that just kind of helped us out, like as far as like doing the surf thing made sense too,
Sure.
All those influences wrapped together.
Well, what we loved about Agent Orange was, I mean, you guys were involved, or you were in the circle of like Dead Kennedys, Fear, Black Flag. You guys were part of that scene. No, you guys were part of that scene, but you guys were a different choice. That's what we loved about Agent Orange.
Yeah, and I mean, that was the whole thing too. I mean, I think, if you're just going to follow along with everybody else, that can work too, for a lot of bands and a lot of people, but we just always wanted to do something a little different, and we're more likely to, to take it 180 degrees from whatever's expected, you know. And it's kind of a challenge too. See if you can make that work or whatever it is, you know. But I think that was the whole spirit of punk rock in the early days, was just to be original, you know, not to be the same as everybody else. Guy with a black leather jacket screaming, you know. It's like all the early bands were all completely different. There was a lot of like Art Damage bands, and then some of them were a little jazzier. Black Rainy, the Metro Squad, and you know, different bands had a different feel, you know. 2 guitars, 1 guitar. I mean, there's just so many different things. A lot of keyboards were going on, you know. It was a little more, you know, people took more chances, I think, back then, you know. And that was a good thing. I think it's good. You know?
Sure. Well, let's fast forward to '86. Your album, This Is the Voice.
This is the Voice. Well, that was our first record where we were, you know, actually signed to a label proper with decent distribution, and you know, and it looked like, you know, things were going to happen. So that was the first record that I really concentrated more on lyrics. It's got probably, well, Virtue Indestructible's got a lot of lyrics too, but there's a lot of words in that record, and I remember typing out the lyric sheet and thinking, geez, this is out of control, you know. So that was the first record where I made a conscious effort to try and write a lot of new original songs without covers, because that's another thing too. I've always kind of had it in the back of my mind, like the Agent Orange should always have at least one cover on every record. That's sort of a punk tradition too, to take a classic old song and just punk it out, you know. It's like, and it's a lot of fun. But This Is the Voice, we tried to like be serious and like write a bunch of new stuff, all original, you know.
Yeah, what I loved about it,
instrumentals.
No, it was actually the most produced the most produced album that you had.
Joe Ciccarelli mixed that record. He's a big guy, and you know, we had some the guy that recorded it, Michael. He did some work with the the Go-Go's. Okay. Yeah, did some work with the Go-Go's. He's a good guy too. So we had some good people working with us on that one.
Sure, man. Oh, man. Yeah, Voices in the Night is one of my favorite songs.
Thank you. I mean,
that's great.
Playing that one live, it's good.
No, it's excellent. You know what I love about it? You have that low register. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like Joy Division sounding.
Well, that's a nice break for me in the middle of the set too. You know, it's nice.
It's less screaming.
Yeah, exactly. You know, every once in a while a song like that comes along in the set. It's nice. Got to mix it up a little.
So let me ask you something. I mean, you guys have played. I mean, like I said, you guys have almost been around for 30 years. You've been touring forever. Is there a city that you haven't played in?
Pacoima.
Are you serious?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
No, you know, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, you know, like a major one, huh?
Yeah, like a major city.
What's?
I think you've tapped pretty much all of
We haven't
them.
been to Russia. We haven't been to China.
Okay.
I mean, geez, yeah, we've hit. We've hit just about every city in the entire United States. I mean, we're running out of them now. You know, I mean, we played Yuma, Arizona. Yeah.
Where's that?
Yeah, Yuma. I mean, a lot of people are really surprised to find out that we've played Alaska numerous times. As soon as this tour's over, we go back up there for a week's shows there. Brazil, South America, Argentina, Japan, Australia,
Artists working back.
Europe. I mean, all over Europe, Spain.
Yeah.
We haven't really been up into like Finland.
Sure.
That's one thing I'd love to go up there. Sure. Got a lot of good friends up there, like on the Cosmonauts.
Nice.
Fantastic band. I'd love to hang out with those guys.
Nice. Tell us about the Vans tour you just got off.
The Vans tour. Oh, that was a vacation. No, the Vans tour, the Warped Tour can be really hard in a lot of bands. I mean, I looked at like bands like, say, Riverboat Gamblers. You know, we hang out with those little. They were set up next to us, and man, those guys did the whole tour, and you can tell like they're working really hard. That's a lot of work. Yeah, we usually we'll do like between 2 and 4 shows for Warped Tour. Nice. Just regional little trip on the West Coast, you know. And for us, we're used to, you know, traveling. We're scaled down. We're a small band, and you know we do it. You know, we do it DIY. So for us, it was a little rough because you really do have to be there from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. and then you got to pack up and drive through the night, and there you are at 8 a.m. the next morning. You know, it's like it really is. So
like a rock star.
It's like running a campaign and being on tour and doing the swap meet all at the same time. It's a lot of work, but it's really fun too. It's really great to hang out and meet the fans, and just there's so many things going on, so many bands you meet, and just it's like summer camp for punk rockers. You're cracking up about it. It's like hanging out with the guys from Green Jello. Hey, can we put some drinks in your cooler? Yeah.
Well, you guys are on this tour. You got what, 20 dates on this leg of the tour?
Yeah, it's 20. Yep.
Yeah, 20. And when do you guys head back west?
Let's see. Well, we got another week before we turn back into the sunset. Yeah. We're pretty much we're headed south from here. Yeah. And once we get down to South Carolina, we'll make the big turn, and then it's a race to get home before Halloween.
good luck with that, man.
Hectic, I'll tell you.
Well, last thing, man. I mean, what's up for Agent Orange, man? What do we see in the next? What do we see before the turn of the year? What do we see in the future? Am I gonna see Mike 5 years from now? What's the deal?
Well, turn of the year. I mean, we've got this tour, and then directly off to Alaska, and then as soon as we get back from that, we have little some shorter trips on the West Coast that'll carry us through the end of the year. And then as far as next year goes, I don't know. There's some talk about going back to Australia. Hopefully we'll go back to Brazil next year. We did it this year, and it went really well. One of the main things we want to do is try and take a little bit of time off from touring, though. I mean, here I am talking about tour after tour after tour, and that's really what we've been doing. What we really need to do is to have a little meeting with our booking agency and find some time where we can take some time off from the road and stay home and record. Because that's one of the things, like just before we left on this tour, we were able to take a couple of days, and it's the first time we've done just two. Because that's one of the things, like just before we left on this tour, we were able to take a couple of days, and it's the first time we've done just 2 songs in the studio rather than doing an entire album or whatever it is, a full session. So in 2 days, we were able to completely finish 2 songs from start to finish, completely mixed and mastered and done. So we put out the Halloween. We got a Halloween single. We got that out, and that's a good start for us, because that's what we want to do. Is we want to get into a groove of where we can be at home and have a situation where we can actually get some recording done, and it looks like that's working out pretty well. The drummer Dave's got a studio up in LA, and even though I live in San Diego, it still works out pretty good to drive up there, and I think we're going to get a lot of work done in his place.
No, it's good. It's a good thing. I'm also in Mission Beach, man, so I know exactly what you're talking.
Yeah, anytime you live down there, you're pretty much going north anytime you leave town.
It's always north. So if we can find it,
I don't go south too often from San Diego anymore.
TJ, you can keep TJ. So if we want to find any of your music, we can find it on MySpace still, or what?
Yeah, myspace.com/AgentOrange. We got a website too.
Yeah, the website hasn't been updated in like 3 years, man.
.net.
The net? No, it hasn't been updated.
You know what? Maybe it's another thing. You know what? It's just hard to do that stuff from the road when you have like 10-hour drives every day. But that's one of those things. That's on my little list of things to do when I get home. Update the website and get some songs up there.
Give me a call. I'll be more than happy to help. Mike, you are the best. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thanks a lot, man.
We will see you again. Yeah, me too, man.
Great time in Baltimore. Super fun show.
Well, Baltimore always welcomes you. We'll see you again, all right?
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers. See you around.
Mustangs, spin kills, fast cars, cheap thrills, rich girls, fine wine. I lost my temper, lost control, I lost my mind.
Hi, this is Mike from Agent Orange, and you're listening to Click on This.